want to do is put together the European alphabet at 56. You know what I mean? Just give me the numbers so I can add this money up to see where we going. All I'm with is the money, man. I'm not with the alphabet. You know what I mean? Now I'm just keeping it G. You know what I mean? I'm not with the alphabet. All that, you can read it to me if you would like. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm not even going to turn my neck to waste my energy to play that game.
I'm just saying.
But I love you and I respect you.
And
we're going to do it however you want.
Let's take
instrument. We with you. I'm riding with you.
Got you.
However you want to do it, we riding. I ain't here this. I'm here to ride with you, family.
And if you can, please allow us to post our joint first, and then you can post.
No, we ain't gonna post nothing without you. First of all, cool. This your house. Once y'all done, then we gonna do what we do, cause we might do this again. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, I ain't trying to run and do nothing all that old crap.
But like you said earlier, we got as maybe I'll just be transparent and let them know, cause there was an episode that happened, this year that small footage, and then they posted it before,
Always know.
Well, whoever it is, I'm telling you now, that's a sucker. This your house, that's your shit. When you post your shit, then from there, then we do what we got to do. You know what I mean? But you ain't got to worry about none of that. That's some old crap. I ain't thirsty for no views. You know what I mean? I am views. I'm just letting you know, I'm not thirsty for views to run and post nothing.
You are the view.
I am the view.
I'm the view too. I'm the view too.
And I know you is. And that's why I'm going to let you get your shot.
I almost got $1 billion on it now. I ain't in the butt. But you came in. I ain't gonna lie. You came in here with the energy. It's up and it's stuck with you.
Family,
I see
I'm just letting you know this is where we at, family. I mean, this how
Can
family.
you cook?
You know
Can
what
you cook?
Can I cook? When you talking about crack or you talking about collard greens? I cook it all. Shit. Don't ask that. You know what I mean? I was the best crack cook uptown. 25 keys a day. Oh, you talking about collard greens? Oh, you know I'm a culinary arts cook because I took that while I've been locked up too. So I'm a surf safe cook and all that. So I cook anything. You know what I mean? In the lab or in the kitchen. I mean, whatever it is.
I bought you a lot.
You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know what it is. I mean, I cook. You know what I mean? I cook. You know what I mean? And I love to cook.
Since you're Jamaican, can you cook the food that we're used to?
Come on, son. Where you think I chat about? First, you don't mind to teach me how to cook. And if you don't know how to cook, then you can't grab a woman. You know what I'm saying? They say what them say, true a man, to get to a man is true in belly. That's how you get to a woman, true our belly. Then our legs open up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, let's keep it real, son. You know what I mean? Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
I want all answers.
I'm going to give it to you. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, I cook.
So, let's talk about the time that you went from Jamaica to America. Bring us back that day. Like, do you remember that day, like, when you had to go? Because you said you were 7 when you left Jamaica, yes?
I?
Can you walk us through that day?
That was my first pair of shoes at 7.5 years old. They gave me a pair of shoes. I never had a pair of shoes in my life. I walked around barefoot. I did what we call buck our toe, where we hit our toe on the sidewalk and just walking down the street. We call it my buck your toe. If y'all Jamaican, you know me, I chop about you buck your toe. My buck me toe enough time. And them give me a piece of shoes for go wear top I go up on an airplane. You know what I mean? I can't walk in a shoes. I can't even spell shoes. You know what I'm saying? But they put me in some shoes that tell me something I got foreign. You understand what I'm saying? All I'm waiting for is my grandfather kept telling me they got money tree in America. So I'm trying to go pick some money off the tree, man. So, I didn't see the tree, so I created it in Harlem. You know what I mean? And I started picking off the tree. I made my own tree. You know what I mean? Made sure everybody ate from my roots.
That was a good tree, man.
You know what I mean?
Good year.
And that's why 26 years later, my name still ring. I just shut the up. But my name ain't never laid down. I just shut the up. That's why you don't know who I am. But now that you, hold on, son. But now that you blessed to get this first joint, believe me, you gonna know who I am. I laid down for 26. You know what I mean? Like I said, they all know me, son. I mean, like I said, my paperwork speak for it. You know what I mean?
I mean that day, when you went to the airport, like your grandparents brought you there, they sent somebody to, like that whole day. I want to know if you remember that clearly.
Yeah, I remember that day. How could you forget the first day that you put on a pair of shoes? You know what I mean? Come on,
was it scary being on the plane the first time at the time? Do you remember it?
Nah, I was just excited to go see the money tree, man. That's all they talked about was the money tree in America. I was excited like a motherfucker. I couldn't sit still. You know what I mean? As soon as we got there, I ran off the plane. First one off the plane. That motherfucking wind hit me January 15th on Martin Luther King birthday. That hit my chest like a knife. You know what I mean? First time feeling cold air. You know what I mean? Took my breath away.
You by
yourself,
I mean? Or you
nah, I was with my whole family, 6 brothers and sisters. Okay. My mother and father left from back in the 60s, from like 66, 67, you know what I mean, to come up here to save money to bring up my brothers and sisters. And they brought all of us up. That's why I love her to death. You know what I mean? She ain't bring just one. She brought all 6 of us up. And we all went to a one-room bedroom in Hackensack, New Jersey. And you know what I mean? It was just so hectic. I wound up in the Bronx with my older brother and cousins, and Brooklyn, and, you know, wound up in Herb Gates, and, you know what I mean, and created who this is today. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, I ain't proud of it, you know what I mean? But I survived it. I lost my brother during the struggle. I could name 50 names off the top of my head that I lost during the struggle. So I'm proud to be here to talk to Big Flip the script today. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real, son. You know what I mean?
I got you. G.
So you in Jersey? You said moving and shaking, moving around Bronx. What's next for you guys? Like, for you, what for you next?
I mean, like I said, you know, the Bronx. From the Bronx, I went into Herb Gates. Roaring Harlem speaks on that. Then I hit Brooklyn. You know what I mean? With the Gully Posse, the brothers from back in the hood. That's how I ran back into Scarface, Scully, and Danny Bones, and, you know, and the rest of them. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, we did what we did. You know what I mean? But one thing for sure, two things for certain. You know, I was raised on love. You know what I mean? And love don't mean money. You know what I mean? Love don't mean materialistic. I mean, it might be 8 of us sleeping on a little bed, the same size that I slept on for myself for 26 years. You know what I mean? A little bunk bed, like a bunk bed. 8 of us slept on that one bed. As long as we got our back on it, you know what I mean? Where our back was comfortable. You know what I mean? Where our back was comfortable. You know what I mean? We had love.
But you didn't start moving around crazy at 7 though. You came. You was still young.
I never moved. I don't think I ever moved around crazy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just survived.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you know what came with survival
crazy,
came with
crazy as far as
survival.
the selling drugs and all that later on. But like, what were you doing at 7, 8 years old? When
Pushing
you were young?
weed through a hole in the weed spot.
At 7 to 8.
Yeah. You know what I mean? When a motherfucker ring the bell, they got a hole in the cylinder, and you push the weed through the door. You understand what I'm saying? You take your money, you pull the rubber band back up, you tie the shit up, you go about the business, you sit down, take 2 puffs of the spliff, and wait for the next customer. You know what it is. I mean, that's how I learned. I mean, I was on the inside, you know what I mean? Doing the bagging the weed, you know what I mean? And, you know, the day-to-day behind the door where it was safe for somebody my age. You understand what I'm saying? But I learned how to, you know, put numbers together and read scale, and you understand what I'm saying? And, you know, how to make things happen and, you know, to make numbers increase and elevate.
What about school in Harlem? Like, you went to school out there? What about school?
Dude, I just told you I couldn't read or write, son. I wasn't playing when I told you. I didn't learn to read till I went to ADX. When I got locked up in 1993, I couldn't read. When I stood in front of the judge, I knew I was getting life. You know what I mean? But I knew I had to get life because I wasn't going to tell on nobody. You know what I mean? So what I asked the judge when he asked me to speak was to send me somewhere so I could further my education. And I made him a promise, send me somewhere where I could further my education. I'm going to come back in front of you a better man, you know what I mean? And whatever amount of years it take, and then we talk from there, Your Honor. You know what I mean?
Told him that.
Yeah, and that's what I did. Then Donald Trump signed this shit in where they helped the people that was programming, and being that I done learned to read, write, got my GED, went to college, became a certified cook, electrician, plumber, you understand what I'm saying, mechanic, you understand? I learned all that from the government. I didn't let them just take my time away from me. You know what I mean? I took the education they had to give me. You understand what I'm saying? And then I went back to the judge and I said, man, this is what I did. I think I'm ready to go home. You know what I mean? And I became a mentor where I helped a lot of young brothers get out. You understand what I'm saying? I got over 3,500 hours of psychological training. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I understand why I was up. You know what I mean? I thought my upness was normal. You know what I mean? I thought it was normal to teach my son to cook, crack, and smoke weed. You know what I mean? Well, that was normal to me. I'm not going to sit here faking like coming here, act like 2020 they knew how to be a parent. I ain't know how to be no parent. I knew how to survive. And I was teaching my kids how to survive because that's the only way I knew how to survive. You know what I mean? I used to sell big bamboo papers on Tremont and University. When they come out to trade in at 7, 8 years old, I'm standing out there selling joints for $1 a piece. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I had to hustle to get $1. So when I had kids, I said, I got to teach them how to get $1. And that's the only way I knew how. Until I got locked the and shut the up. You know what I mean? That's the key thing. I shut the up. You know what I mean? So niggas come on here with excuses why they did this. They mama, they brother, they dog, they uncle. They chased my mom all around the country. And my mother told me, baby, don't worry about me. Just shut the up. I'm going to dodge him. I'm going to dodge him. I got him. Just shut the up. You know what I mean? And that's the way I was raised. You know what I mean? So you ain't going to see another nigga like me. That's why they got this bracelet on me. They know I'm a citizen. I've been here since I was 7 years old. I broke every fucking law they had. But still, I'm a citizen because my father became a citizen when I was under 17. You know what I mean? But yet they got this bracelet on me. I haven't even reported to nobody yet.
And could have came home.
You know?
But they was too busy asking him, just tell us about the murders. We'll give you 10 years.
You know what I mean?
But he would never talk about nothing.
My brother got killed in it. I mean, this shit is real. I was ready to fall on my sword for this game, as y'all call it. But this is my life. This is the life that I was raised in. You know what I mean? I didn't choose it. I was raised in it. You know what I mean? And this is the way I was brought up to handle it. You understand what I'm saying? When the peoples come, shut the fuck up. Whatever they give you, they give you. You fight, you go to appeal, you get out. If you don't get out, you die in prison or you die an honorable man.
Live to see a better day, as long as you be quiet.
Who took you under the wing at a young age? Because you know
my brother and my cousin.
they were selling weed and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and they brought me in to work for them.
And then, at what age did you start to go on to yourself or advance yourself?
Man, to be honest, man, it was late because I was so loyal to them. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted to work for them, even when I could have worked for myself. But, you know, my cousin retired, went down to Florida, you know what I mean? Big shout out, you know what I mean? You already know who you is and the 20 kids, you know what I mean? But my cousin then went down to Florida, retired, and my brother got locked up October 1st, 87 when I was doing time in Jersey. You know what I mean? So now I'm on my way out. You know what I mean? My two mentors ain't there no more, so I had to survive on my own. You know what I mean?
What you mean doing time in Jersey? What happened?
I mean, you know, I was out in Jersey. I mean, I was selling coke in Jersey, robbing houses, do whatever. You know what I mean? If it was $1, I was going to get it. You know what I mean? If it made $1, I was going to do it. I done did house invasions. I done did burglaries. I done did it all under the sun. That's why my jacket fucked up, and that's why I'm sitting here with this monitor on. But it don't matter. I'm a citizen now, so what I did. You got citizens that did worse than I did. Right. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. So I did my time when I came out of jail in Jersey. I shot across the bridge, got me my pistol, and went up 54th Street. You know what I mean? And, you know, and I made my claim and made my name. You know what I mean? And did what I had to do. Then after that, I said, everybody going up to Washington Heights, that's where the money at. Let me go up there. I done got shot up 4 times up there, jumped off 6-story building. Let me get my motherfucking money. But y'all go on and read a Roaring Harlem, because all that is in there. You know what I mean? You know, just so you know what it is. You know what I mean?
Where they get it at?
Huh?
So you want us to read the book of Roaring Harlem?
I don't want you to read the book. You need to read the book. I don't want you to read. I don't give a fuck what you do. But I'm saying if you want to know who I am and you want to know the rest of this motherfucking story, my life is bananas. You know what I mean? I mean, I survived it. I lost my brother who was like my twin. You know what I mean? I got sentenced September 15th, 1994. I got sentenced. You know what I mean? After I took my life sentence, they knew if they brought my brother in, I would have been free because they took me to Virginia for a Virginia case that I had nothing. My co-defendant testified they don't even know me. I don't even know my co-defendant. They testified at trial. I don't know that. That nigga, a man from New York, he got all the money in New York, but we can't talk to that nigga. I sell 20 keys or better. You buying 20 keys, come call me. Wasn't nobody in Virginia buying 20 keys. You know what I mean? Buying 1 or 2 keys, half keys, like that. My brother dealt with that. God bless the dead. You understand what I'm saying? So when I went to trial, only thing that saved me is that the agent that ran the joint, he got on the stand because he wasn't allowed in the courtroom during the trial. So by the time they put him on 2 weeks later and they asked him who was I and what my role was, he said, oh, no, that's the man from New York. He ain't got nothing to do with down here. So my judge asked him, well, I had over 100 witnesses said that they bought keys and half a keys and 9 ounces from him. And the agent saved me. He said, nah, they lying. A nigga down here can't deal with him. He sold 20 kilo duffel bags. I started the name the Duffel Bag Boys. If you wasn't my 20 keys or better when I hit the highway, I wasn't talking to you. Put all your money together and bring your money for these 20 keys, and then you deal with your little asshole homies so I ain't got to worry about killing you dumb motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Take these 20 keys, go about your business, so y'all get all your little crumbs together and bring your crunions, and then we deal like that. And I'm going to deal with one motherfucker, and if you act up, I'm going to deal with you.
How did you get into selling keys, though?
Because I went up to Washington Heights. I told you I've been shot up there. You know what I mean? I got shot up 4 times, jumped off 6-story building, read a Roaring Harlem again. But like I said, I'm going to keep telling you because that's where it's all at. You know what I mean? I can't give you the game, son. You got to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? The game is to be sold, not told.
I get it.
I'm here giving you the best that I could give you. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Read the book, and I got 20 more books behind it. Because my joint is connected to everybody. I'm the first one that put mob style with AZ on the stage. You understand what I'm saying? Up in Club 2000. Everybody's first was up in Club 2000. I brought Club 2000 to make it everyone's first because I wanted to give the people back something because I made so much from them.
Everyone like who? I seen some names online. I seen like you had Tupac in there. I seen like, you know.
Man, I had Tupac, I had Diddy, I had Latifah, I had Dre, Snoop, Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons. You understand what I'm saying? Redman, Method Man. You understand what I'm saying? Mary J. Blige. Man, I could go on all motherfucking night. Biz Markie. That was my DJ. All the DJs had to come through me. All this bullshit they got going on now about rappers and entertainers and all that dumbass shit. That was when I was out there, that was the era of the drug dealer. I set the trend. When I went and bought a brand new BMW and blew that body out for $80,000, everybody else wanted one. Couldn't afford it, but they dreamed about it. They went crying to their record label. They want more money. You know what I mean? So they could look like Unique. You know what I mean? I'm keeping it like it is. You know what I mean? I didn't go buy one car. I bought 5. If I go buy a Benz, I want 5 different colors in the Benz. So it matched my outfit. I shouldn't have to change my clothes to match my car.
And all of them got the toasters in it, too.
You know what I mean? Everything got the stash in it. Like I said, everything about me real. I got my transcripts. And like I said, the streets still speak about me. Ain't nothing fake. I talk that shit because I am that shit. You know what I mean? That's why I came in here letting you know I ain't got room for the If you want to talk, we going to talk. You know what I mean? And we going to build from there. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I go to the dealer, I mean, I got the BMW. I told him to blow the back out. I want 16-inch rims on the back, 12-inch rims on the front. You understand what I'm saying? I want the joint lift up 4 inches off the ground, then drop back another 2 inches, so that when I hit the corner, this thing gonna turn around. Cause I'm gonna go 100, 150 trying to get away from the police. And Miss Cologne, you know what I mean? Big shout out to the Fed agent. You know what I mean? That spent her whole career trying to catch me. You know what I mean? Wow. She chased me down many corners. I done bust that bitch ass getting away from her. You know what I mean? Because everything had motherfucking Bavaria Motor Works in it. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said,
every from Harlem that was getting some money.
You ask anybody about me, I just shut the fuck up. That's why my name was down and niggas respected me enough to keep quiet. And I want to give a big shout out to my man Gangster Lou that ain't here. That's my brother. Me and Lou go way back. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, Mom style, the whole crew, paid in full, that everybody look up to and worship. That's family. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you know, like I said, I do what I do, man. You know what I mean? I do what I do and it is what it is. You know what I mean? If a nigga don't like it, motherfuck you. You know what I mean? I'm that real Harlem from 88 and I'm back out here in 2020 and motherfuck you and suck my dick if you don't understand where I'm coming from. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But ain't no disrespect, ain't geared at nobody. It's just geared towards the suckers and the busters that got a complaint.
Yo.
You go out there, do 26 motherfucking years. I did 5 years in 88. Shut the fuck up. Every time they took me out the piss, it took 5 motherfucking police to handcuff and shackle me just for me to pull my dick out the piss. What the I'm gonna do with handcuffs and shackles on? I need 10 goddamn police to go to a rec yard.
That's the underground prison.
Yeah, that's where they got El Chapo. They built that joint to see if they could fuck a nigga mind up. So before they started putting white people and Mexicans and cartels in it, they put niggas like me from the crack era. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna even give you this one. That's why Big Gene Deal talk about that joint. We down there in ADX. You understand what I'm saying? When the Tupac and Biggie bullshit going on, California acting like they got an attitude. No disrespect to California, love them to death. But niggas acting like they attitude. So I pushed up on, yo, what's up? I mean, yo, you gonna die for this? You know what I mean? Because you bringing me into something. I don't give a fuck what them doing on the street. I got life. I'm trying to get out of jail. You know what I mean? So you let me know if me and you got to beef. Because right now, I'm ready to take yours. Or you got to take mine. But we not going to walk around here gritting because I'm from the East and you from the West. What them doing on the street, that's that free world. He got so scared, he told me straight up, man, them trying to kill Biggie, man. Them go out there going to kill him. You know what I mean? So I went and got on the phone. I called, my girl told her to call Big G and let Big G know, yo, tell Diddy and niggas don't go out there. You know what I mean? Don't go out there. Niggas get ready. They put a hit on them. Nigga. This shit is real. Nigga. Don't go out there. You know what I mean? And Gene told them they ain't listening. Shit happened, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I tried to warn the brothers. You know what I mean? Because we all from the town. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know that, you know, I done been through hell. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not supposed to be sitting on this couch. I know I'm not supposed to be sitting on this couch.
I ain't think that I was going to be seeing my nigga.
No one thought there was this niggas now that's looking at this, that's saying, I can't believe that nigga home. Yeah. Not that crazy. I know Unique not home. I'm telling you what niggas is saying. Got to see this to believe it. That's why I said I'm going to go down to my man Bootsy. You know what I mean? I got to see it. Unique can't be home. Not after all that nigga done did. You know what I mean?
So, what do you? Because you saying get the book of Raw in Harlem, right? To read it, and I believe I respect the hustle. What are you going to give us? You're not going to tell us how you got shot because it's in the book. You're not going to tell us why you jumped off the 6 stories because it's in the book. Yes.
Key word is I got shot. I got jumped off the roof. Everything else from survival. End of story. Whatever else you niggas want to put on it, y'all put on it. I was surviving. You know what I mean? And I survived, so I'm not mad at nothing that I did. And that's why now I can say I regret a lot of things I did. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of things I regret. But I survived. End of the day, I survived. I'm here. I got a voice. You know what I mean? Like I said, I lost my brother, man, 2 weeks after I got life. And you know how they told me my brother was dead? They came and brought me, same night when you sit at the table, they sat at the table just like that, and they had a chain on the door, a little hook on the floor, and another hook on the thing. They put my shackles to the floor so I couldn't move. Then they shackled my hands on the desk so I couldn't move. And then they laid 8 by 10 color pictures of my brother with his brains blown out. And told me the fox hunt is over. And they stared at me and wanted a reaction.
Still trying to break you.
And I told them, y'all, at least you ain't got to do Tommy a stinking cage. Could I go back to my cage? You know what I mean? Once I made it to my cage, I got on my knees and I cried like a baby. I'm not afraid to say that I cried, but I would never let the devil see me cry. I would never in my life, because my mother would never rest in peace if the devil saw me cry. Because that mean they broke me. That mean that she didn't do a good job.
Wow. So, when he got killed, it was because he's still in the streets at the time. Your brother.
Yo, go get the book, son. You want a lot, son. Go get the book, son. Family, go get the book, son.
Disclose.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he was still in the street because, like I said, that's all we knew was the streets.
That's all you knew.
You know what I mean? I'm not even going to sit here and fake. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's all we knew. You know what I mean? And that's how I survived. That's how I ate, and that's why I did what I did. You know what I mean? And like I said, 20 years ago, I would have said, yeah, I'm proud of what I'm doing. But 26 years later, after being away from my sons and my daughters, missing their birthdays, their football practice, getting pictures of them, some I didn't even talk to, some think they hate me because I ain't been there. And I ain't seen them in 26 years because their mother kept them away from me. And let them tell it, I abandoned them. You know what I mean? But I take the responsible for that because I'm the gangster. I chose to do what I did. You know what I mean? So I wear the burden of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know where I'm going is a little deeper than where y'all normally go, but I'm taking you in the mind of a gangster. This is what it is after 26 years. And that's why I'm doing my podcast where I said I want my own footage. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to exploit how much drugs I sold, keys I sold. I want to know the pain that I went through. You know what I mean? 26 years away from my kids. Me trying to make up to my daughter that I don't even know. That I haven't seen a picture for in 26 years. Last time I saw she was 8 months. Now she's a grown woman, 28. Tell me how that'll make you feel in your heart. And you can't, because I can't even explain it. And they can't explain it, so they don't even know how to deal with me. You know what I mean? I don't know how to deal with them, but I'm trying because I feel it's worth it in their minds.
Yo, so real quick, so far through the interview, I heard you mention your moms a lot, but what was Pops at? What was his?
Pops was there. Pops was a good nigga. He left my mom, so I think he's some shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Anybody that cross moms is some shit. I don't give a fuck. When moms is right, when moms is wrong, she's right. You know what I mean? Nigga leave moms, you some shit. I'm ready to kill you because you left moms. You know what I mean? Bottom line, moms is my world. I don't give a fuck what moms do. Moms is right. So any nigga out there listening, talk about your mother, I'm going to tell you straight up, motherfucker you, because you got to respect your mother. I don't care what your mother do, you respect your mother. I done sold crack, and I done sold crack with that their mamas was crackheads. You understand? And they love their mothers. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. When you get older, you help your mother.
That's right. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? When she fall victim or weak to crack, heroin, or whatever, prostitution, whatever. Yo, I'm going to give you one. My mother told me she had so much of us back-to-back, 6 of us back-to-back. The last 4 was back-to-back, 2 before that. Then she took a 2-year break. My mama said she took a motherfucking flat rock, 2 flat rocks to put between her titties in Jamaica to press her titties together to get milk out to feed me and my baby brother. How could I hate a woman like that? How could I let you disrespect a woman that took 2 flat rocks to push milk out of a dry titty? I know all this I'm saying too real. I'm really ready to end this because I don't think your people ready for this. You know what I mean? They used to in here talking about how much cars and drugs they had and all this foolery. But I'm letting you know what this life is about. You know what I mean? I survived that. You know what I mean? And now I got my son since I've been locked up. I sent my GED home. I sent home all my certificates. I sent home my 3,500 hours of psychological training where I'm a mentor and a suicide companion. I'm a certified cook, not just crack. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you know, electrician, plumber, all that. I sent all that to my kids. And right now, my son is a respiratory specialist in Hackensack Hospital.
Oh, wow.
That's big.
My other daughter, she worked for, what's that shit? Target. She ordered for 1,800 stores nationwide. For me sending home my certificates, letting them know if an old gangster like me could go to school, you can't tell me one reason why you can't take your motherfucking ass to school.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the